Highlight of my trips, Thor's Well. This is a midway between Grand Pass and Portland where we stopped. It was about 2-3 hour-ish drive. So it's not bad. It's pretty good amount of driving. The very first stop is basically I want some coffee. We are going to stop at some city in between and grab some coffee to wake up. The drive is pretty amazing because the trees are pretty long, which I'm not used to see, and very pleasant. The interesting thing about the city in between, the coffee shops are very small. Like, do you see those cubes? They're very small. And I had lunch at a Mexican restaurant, which I will write the name in the description of my video. This restaurant has very good Mexican restaurant with good pricing. I would describe it as their food is like Taco Bell, but higher quality and better taste. So definitely, you should try this restaurant out if you are in Rosenberg, and if you are a fan of Taco Bell. This crunchy taco was my favorite. Very, very delicious and yummy. Now that food is out of way, gonna go on the road again. Here is the Apple map that you use to go for our trip. The amount of trees here are very, very insane. And in Midway, we stopped at some sort of lake to take a look. That was amazing. And the pass in order to go to the Thor's Well area was pretty narrow but very scenic. It has a narrow road with one lane each near the mountain, and the other side you can see basically the ocean. The weather is, by the way, very amazing. It's a little cold, even though that it is in July. I'm wearing sweatshirt and I feel a little still cold. But so far, I like the chilly weather over here. You can see it's a bit foggy, amazing view. It's like the movies, when you take a look at these scenes, like very dreamy, amazing looking. The beach, it is very clean, not very populated, and the water is very cold. We stayed at Adobe Resort, which is facing an amazing view of the ocean. It is very foggy. I like the room because as you enter, the space is pretty big. They have like couch, fireplace, and wait. When you open the window, you can see the view of the ocean. And also the mattress are very comfortable and you can sleep while listening to the sound of ocean. It is kind of wild, but I love it. It's a great white noise for sure. I was working a little there with window open while I was hearing the sound of the ocean. Now it's time for exploring more and going to the Thor's Well. It's about 10 minutes drive from Adobe Resort to the Thor's Well. There are a bunch of parking space that you can park the car and then go and see that well. It has some high tide and low tide. I missed the high tide of the well, but still it is very stunning to take a look at. That is basically that one. That unfortunately I missed the high tide, and but still it is very mesmerizing. Also, the water is very clean. The weather is a little cold, and in that area, They have some sort of stone. I'm not sure what are they made of, but they're kind of black grayish. And here it is another wild water that is hitting the stone and causing it having a rainbow effect. And they have few viewpoints that you can go and visit. This viewpoint is one of my favorites because you can see how amazing the ocean is and the greenery. Finally, back in the hotel and time for dinner. The restaurant here has a very good view as well. You get to see the ocean and enjoy of your meal. I'm gonna start with couple of drinks as well as couple of meal. They have an early bird special that I'm going to select from. It's like $17 per dish, pretty good deal. And finally a dessert. I selected Canoe Ridge. That was pretty good wine. I really liked the taste, and the price was pretty reasonable, not breaking a bank basically. The main food, when it arrives, it had a very good decoration along with some soup. This one has some pork, smoked pork with avocado paste. That was very hearty and very, very tasty. They brought us some bread, very addictive, and the soup, I think that was clam chowder or lobster bisque, I don't remember. But it was 10 out of 10. The main food was very well done, the decoration, but taste was just okay. It wasn't like amazing flavor. It was just okay. But the dessert made everything amazing basically. This dessert, which is the cheesecake, was absolutely great. Definitely you should try that. But yeah, so far among all of our trip, Redwood and Thor's Well are the most dreamy place for me, and I really love it. Love the weather, nature, absolutely great. If you're interested to see my next trip in Portland and what I eat and what I do, feel free to watch the next episode of my trip.